If you're only looking at sides and ignoring how teams do versus totals, you are missing half of the board. Inside Data Streak, we created an over-under radar so you can find teams that have been crushing their overs and teams that have been constantly going under on games. You can also check out pace and scoring for that exact game so you're not going and guessing. So let me hop over to my screen and show you how I use the over-under radar to identify teams that have been smashing their over lines as well as teams that have been falling short and going under consistently. All right, I'm here inside the NBA over-under radar. This is a super useful tool when you're betting overs and unders. So we're gonna look here, it's gonna have all the games. We have the Vegas total for this Hawks and Knicks game. It is set at 217.5, and it's gonna show the stats for these teams. So their offensive ranks, their defensive ranks, how many points they've scored on the season. But also we wanna look at the pace. The pace is how many possessions a team is going to have in a game. So teams with a slower pace are obviously usually going to score less points, and teams with a fast pace, there's lots of opportunities to score. So there's going to be more possessions, usually higher scoring games. So we also want to look at how well these teams are beating the Vegas total that is set. And so we're going to look here, the season over under. This is how many times this team, how well they have beat Vegas's team total. So the Atlanta Hawks are 41-41 on their total. Vegas sets a total each game. They're even on it. They've beat it 41 times, they've gone over, and 41 times they've gone under. For the Knicks, they're 39-44. But we also want to look at how well these teams score at home and the road. And so we're going to look at the Hawks. The situational over-under shows them in their position for that game. So the Hawks are on the road. So on the road, they are 24-17 to the over. So that's pretty good. They do well at scoring on the road. And the Knicks at home, since they're the home team for this game, they're 21-20. We also want to look at the last 10. How well in the last 10 games have they been going over or under? How well are they doing versus that? So the Hawks are 6-4. Their last 10 games to the over, and the Knicks are 4-5-1. So they had one push. And we can go through and look at all these different games and see which teams might be in good spots. So right here, the Lakers, they've actually gone over quite often, 7-3. 7 of their last 10 games they've gone over. And the Rockets are quite the opposite. They've gone 3-7 to their team total their last 10 games. We also can click here and check the details. And this is important because we want to see how well these teams have not only played against each other, but also look down here and see where the money is. So this tracks where total money and the number of tickets for a bet. So 96 and 90, basically high percentage, almost everybody is on the over for this game. So you generally want to avoid the public. So when you see this, it could be a red flag that you might want to look towards an under or just stay away from that game, because you don't want to always side with the public. You rarely want to side with the public, but you can use this to see who's been doing well versus overs and unders, who might match up based on pace better than other teams, and get a good idea before you place any over or under bets. So that is how I use the over-under radar. I identify teams that have been hitting their overs very consistently, as well as the teams that have been hitting their unders consistently. I'll pair that all together and get a nice idea of how today's game might go. If you want to try this out yourself, click the link in the description, create a free Data Streak account, and check out the over-under radar for yourself, along with all the other tools inside the platform.